What's up, everyone? It's Kevin here from Clear and Baker, ready to break down my third song, which is called Flight to Saturn. Now, again, a way different song than the previous two. It's a floaty, spacey song, of course, with it being called Flight to Saturn, and the lyrics also basically telling the story of a flight to Saturn. It's gotta feel like space. So let's dive right into it. So, it all started again with the guitar, and it's just this song actually only has two chords. Yes, so I'm just gonna play the guitar here, and it all started because of a guitar effect I found in this program. So I was like, okay, I gotta use that. So here it is. It's a very like buzzy, maybe a bit of a bit crush, I believe. And that's the whole song. Again, you can see quite some edits. Not sure why I did that, but it was probably way easier. So yeah, it's only two chords. Actually, that's the entire song. It's just two chords. Um, so the chords are, let me see if I can play it here on the piano. A flat sus2, and a B at 9. So two kind of fancy chords used to build this entire song. It's just two chords, and I managed to make a song out of that. So let's get right into it. So here at the beginning we have vocals come in, so I'm just gonna turn on one of them. It's the low voice. The high vocal. And then right after this part, the bass guitar kicks in. So there's the bass guitar. And the bass guitar is actually very simple. It's literally me just going like this. Watch this. It's just chord 1. And that's the entire time. It's the simplest bass track I've ever recorded. It's just, it's just 2 frets and just very slow. I love it. So yeah, let's see, because then it goes to kind of a whoa vocal. So it's just a whoa, basically. And here's both of them. It definitely took me a while to master because it's such a long note. With the breath and stuff, you really gotta get that down. And some days I'm just better at it than other days, and it just takes a lot of breath. And of course, you gotta control it, and quite difficult. So yeah, that was basically. And there's longer notes than that, by the way. I think it's like this one right here. I'm not sure. No, it is not. I don't know. Or maybe this one. We'll get into that. So after that, the song really starts. The drums kick in, and an acoustic guitar actually. So again, the guitar very simple, just the 2 chords. I'll touch upon that later. So the drums have some interesting things going on. I kind of felt like, of course, it's a slow drum. It's very slow, but I felt like it was missing something. So I added some extra snare. Watch this. You can see them here. So some extra snare hits. Also very quiet. I kind of like those rolls. Are those called drum rolls? I'm not sure. But yeah, that's quite a fun detail. So they're pretty quiet, but they're also noticeable. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so here's all the guitars. Let's just move back here and then listen to the acoustic dropping in. So again, just 3 guitar tracks, pretty simple stuff. And if we're going to talk about instrumentation down here, it's just drums and a piano, and that's it. Now there's also this red block right here, which is a sample, which we'll touch upon in the end, and then of course the rest is vocals. Again, vocals, quite a lot of tracks, but nearly not as much as Looking at You. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And one of them is just this part right here, but I'll touch upon that later. So the piano, yeah, so later a piano actually drops in, so let me just get there. Very floaty piano, a lot of reverb, echo, whatever. It's just reverb and like atmosphere, I believe. Space. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like this piano. Yeah, it's cool. Let me just do it again with the guitars. Absolutely love that piano. It's great. So yeah, it's just the drums and the piano, and that's it for the other instruments other than my guitar. But then there's actually a 4th guitar, which is just this part right here for some kind of solo, and it's my mandolin. So this is the first time I actually recorded my mandolin. Now I'll just turn that on right here, and just with all the guitars. It kind of fades in. So it kind of sounds like a weird long note, but it's actually me strumming very fast on that mandolin. Let me just turn these off. Oh, oops. And then you can hear it, and it kind of fades in, as you can see right here. And now you can definitely hear the strumming. So here we go. And then it fades back out. That took quite a lot of takes because my arm hurts every time after each take. I was like, oh, my arm, just all my muscles just kind of, not working with me, because it's quite long as well. And mandolin is most of the time it's fast strumming. Oh my! And I just had cramps in my entire arm, and it kind of sucked. But after quite some takes, I finally got this take, and I was pretty satisfied with it. I loved it. So now the red block, as you can kind of see from the name here, it's a sample. I just ripped again from YouTube. I got this video from actual sounds from Saturn, which are recorded by certain satellites floating around there. Now there's no sound in space, and I think it's like many octaves below what we can hear as humans. So what those satellites do, they kind of pitch it up to sounds that we can hear, and you get these interesting like wind noises. And I was like, yep, I gotta get actual Saturn sounds in my song. So let me see, it fades in as well. It sounds pretty scary, actually, but in this song it's kind of beautiful. But by its own, it's actually pretty scary. Now there was this really high-pitched sort of wind noise that I had to kind of dip down with the volume here. You will hear it in a second. See? Now, that was really loud, so I had to pitch it down because it overtook the whole song, and it kind of hurts your ears if it's like full volume. It's pretty, yeah, what do you call it? Like shrill noise. It's, yeah, it just hurts your ear. So I had to pitch it down, and that also plays during the solo. So let me just turn on everything. You can hear it in the background. And this is all that plays here too. So this is the full song actually at this point. I think it adds something. It's pretty cool. And there's that high pitched noise that I talked about, that wind. But it fits pretty well. It adds some atmosphere to the song. And then we're back here with okay, so that's basically all the instruments and the sample. Now for the vocals, I talked about these in the beginning, so I'm just gonna skip right ahead to this one. It's actually just one
Floating
vocal.
Up away from Earth.
There's no second voice for this part, except for this little one right here.
We'll fly past the moon first.
Just a simple little vocal line.
As we pass,
pretty low too for me
the
to sing.
Dark side. What does the moon have to hide?
So here we go.
From us.
Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, it's just simple.
Flying past our neighbors.
Just a simple vocal line. Now this next one right here, you can notice, I think I've touched upon these, so I'm just gonna turn these on. So this right here, actually, again, you can hear it right here. Again, this kind of radio effect, but very reverby, because we need that feeling of being in space. So again, a whoa right here. Pretty cool stuff. So now by its own, oh, that's my mandolin, let me turn that off. So on its own, let me just go a little bit before that. So this is something I noticed just before I started recording. I was kind of just figuring out song, how I'm gonna break it down. So when I got to this part, I had no idea they start just, well, not at the same time, they just go after each other. So listen to this. Totally not totally not synchronized at all, but you don't hear it in the song, but I never noticed it actually. It's pretty funny. Pretty long note. Oh, you kind of hear a struggle there at the end. It sounds so silly by itself, huh? So that's it for that one with the effect. And then right here we have
Flying down to Saturn's rings.
So that goes back to the chorus vocal. And then I decided to add these at the end. And then just this one. Now the reason I didn't put this one at the end here as well is because listen to this one. So it goes from and I believe it's one of these has the same vocal line. Nope. Yeah, here we go. So it's actually the same, but this one has an effect on it and this doesn't. So it would be double. And I actually did put it in there. Well, it didn't sound right because there's two vocal lines that are the exact same. So yeah, did not use that. But anyway, so at the end you get 3 extra woes. Wow, that was not in sync at all. Sounds pretty cool. Oh, I like that, but I did not listen to this on its own yet. That's pretty cool. So let me turn off these two and just listen to the woes. Not in sync at all, by the way. Oh, all right. Let me just listen to it now. Pretty cool. One line is going up and then the other one's going down, and they kind of go like this. Pretty cool. That's a cool chord. I'm wondering what chord that is. Whoa, what is that? I gotta figure this out real quick. So this is gonna be. So that's that one. And then. Yeah, okay. And then the last one. I just want to figure this out. This is just the kind of the music nerd in me. F sharp sus4. That's a beautiful chord. Oh, it's literally just, yeah, okay. It's an F sharp and then you just. Oh. That's a beautiful chord. Especially on this piano. I like this piano noise. So, okay. That's something I needed to figure out because that might be referenced in, or I will use it in another song. That's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so I'm just gonna, for the final stretch, just because this song ain't too complex at all. It's really, really simple again. So I'm just gonna turn on all these vocals right here and just slowly build up the sounds again. So here we go.
Flying down to Saturn's rings. Can I sit down with you and enjoy the view? Flying down to Saturn's
Love it. So yeah, that's basically the entire song. It's really simple in instrumentation. Again, just an acoustic, an electric guitar with a real cool effect on it, bass guitar, and then the mandolin just for one little part. But it's just basically these three, and then a drums and a piano, and then just my vocals. and as an extra sample, but it's actually real simple. Now, as you can see right here, some fade outs again at the end, and a little fade in here for the acoustic. Oh yeah, and a little detail for here at the end is that the acoustic fades out earlier than the other two guitars, so you can kind of hear in the outro. Just turn off the winds. Now the acoustic is fading away already. Pretty little, just a cool little detail, because I wanted to end the song with just the bass and the electric, but I felt like the acoustic was supposed to be part of the outro as well, so I just faded it out a little earlier than the other two, and it works out pretty well. Then after the song ends, the guitars at the end kind of blend in with the wind noises, so they kind of just disappear into the wind noise, which is pretty cool. So that's yeah, that's just some details here. You can see I did a lot of tweaking the vocals, because when I do these long woes, these long notes, I start out pretty loud, but as it goes on, my voice gets quieter, so I just had to kind of fade them up the whole time, so the volume would stay in balance. Pretty annoying stuff, but I cannot do a long note without me getting quieter, which is kind of annoying, because I'm not a singing expert as well. I just do this for fun. So yeah, there's just a lot for the vocals going on there, but basically, that's it for Flight to Saturn. Yeah, so just a simple, actually a pretty simple little melody again. 2 chords only, the entire song, which is pretty unique. Only other that I know from the top of my head is Something in the Way by Nirvana. Also only 2 chords, beautiful song. You can do so much with only 2 chords. It's actually pretty insane what you just have to put in the right stuff to make 2 chords only make it sound beautiful. Wow, that was again perfect English. Anyway, so Flight to Saturn. Next song is gonna be Through the Night. Through the Night. So again, completely different song than the other 3 that we've discussed right now. It's a 4 on the floor, kind of a dance beat. My first try at doing some kind of dance, sort of house-ish song, which is also very inspired by a Garageband song again, but we'll get into that later. This song is actually the first one that wasn't really inspired by anything as far as I know of, maybe subconsciously, but I don't really know. This was just an idea that came into my head, and I just went with it. I was like, yep, we're gonna make a space song, and I don't really know. No inspirations for this. It's just kind of an original idea for once. Nice. So anyway, enough rambling. Thank you for watching Flight to Saturn breakdown, and next time I'll be doing Through the Night. So, and I keep getting messages, so I'm gonna check them out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Later, everyone.